As I was watching the Korean TV show called Grid, I saw the device in one of the characters' hands. And I was like, whoa, that's neat. Hope to see a close up soon. And then later on, when I saw it, I was just blown away. Wow! I wanted to make it myself. So here I am doing it. It just looked like it fits perfectly in your hand. It's that kind of shape. Like, I want to hold something like that, so I want to make it. Also, I remembered seeing this shape somewhere before, and couldn't remember the name of it, just some vague names. I did a lot of dumb Googling. At some point, I found a good enough of a name for this shape that I've forgotten. So I found this video by Maker's Muse on YouTube, and I was ecstatic. There was a thing about it. So I just went through the video again and looked at the shapes, and I was like, oh, I want this. I want this for myself. So, planning. I started planning and I wasn't sure like how to do the whole thing. Like Maker's Muse made these with a 3D printer and using 3D sculpting tools, programs, whatever. And I don't have those. I then thought about knitting and crocheting, as I've been knitting a lot recently and I've been interested in crocheting, but it's kind of scary and I don't know how to do that quite well yet. But like last fall, I knitted two movie strips, one regular one and one with an extra twist, just because I thought it was fun. It's the kind of a shape that you have to fill at some point, so that was kind of intimidating, I think. Then the third thought was that I could sew it. I know how to sew. I've sewn some small projects and fixed some shirts and pants and trousers, socks, whatever. So this could have worked out. I thought it would be small enough a project to make a plushie, basically, to make a plushie for the first time. This was small enough of a project for that kind of thing. As I was going through these options of knitting or sewing or crocheting, I was looking at like how to make an oloid out of paper or anything. So I found out, for example, that oloid is a polygon, which is a type of a developable roller. I think I said that right. Developable roller, which means that its surface can be traced basically on a paper. Like you roll it around and then it traces a shape. Yay, that's it. So there were a lot of like paper-made oloids on the internet. So I found a sewing pattern quite quickly, and then I found like sphericon, which is very similar except slightly different dimensions. But the idea is basically the same, just a roller that is not spherical exactly. And it's a polygon. So I made two paper polygons. So here they are. Because I found that they are polygons, it was quite easy to find a pattern to cut out the shape for this knitting or sewing project. So, I was at my mom's when I first decided to start this project. So, I had some fabric and I had my mom's sewing machine. So I decided I would try to sew it. So I'm very sorry for the following footage to the people who are more knowledgeable about sewing. I don't know that much. And I'm doing kind of funky stuff sometimes. Yay. So, I had some unused fabric lying around, so I used my handy dandy template of this 2D oloid. It's not a 2D oloid, it's the surface area that is drawn on the 2D surface. Yay. I drew that from my monitor one time and used the ballpoint pen to trace it on the fabric then. And yeah, I kind of forgot about the seam allowance the first time round, so I had to redo that drawing on the fabric, but it looked good. And I'm very sorry that I cut the whole thing holding it up in the air, because that's very chaotic. You should do it while it's on a stable surface like the table that's right there. Very sorry about that. I then decided to use the sewing machine because it was there, so I tried using it. But I couldn't get the sewing machine work, so because I wanted to get this done quickly, I decided to sew it by hand because it wasn't that big of a deal. Like, I've sewn bigger things than this by hand, so it was kind of okay for me to do that. So I just sat down on my makeshift bed with the dog, as I do, and yeah, the dog's really cute. Oh, such a baby. At some point, I then realized that I needed to have a hole somewhere so that I could turn the whole thing inside out at some point. And I wanted to be like relatively straight, so I decided to be on the straight edge on the template. So it's a bit easier for me to to sew the straight line rather than the curved line. And I kind of had some trouble understanding how to sew where the three edges meet, the two straight ones and the one curved one. But I got through it in the end, and I sew it shut. Then, as I was getting closer to turning the whole thing inside out again, I decided to do these cuts like around the curve on the seam allowance, so the whole thing wouldn't be warped. I think I should have made a bit more of this because it's a little bit warped around the different parts where I didn't cut it. So yeah, I should have done that a little bit more. So then a cut to my own place. I didn't have anything to stuff the whole thing at my parents' house, so I was doing that later on. So when I started filming the stuffing part, I was already like not halfway done, but kind of satisfied that I had done something. So I then remembered at some point, oh yeah, I needed to film this. So I started filming it kind of in the middle of stuff. So that's kind of why things are a little bit weird and wonky, like the framing and stuff, but that's okay. So basically I used these socks, like socks that had holes or didn't have any pairs, that I just kept because I thought I would have a project like this so I could use them. So they went to good use, I think. Some old socks cut into pieces, and it works fine as a stuffing for a plushie or something. Then I started sewing the hole shut, but then I realized that it's not quite perfect yet, not quite the firmness that I wanted it to have, so I started cutting up some more of the socks and stuff to create more stuffing. So that's what I'm doing here then. I hope you enjoy this ASMR. just kept doing it, just kept stuffing it, trying it out, and stuffing it more if I didn't like it that much yet. So I kept going back and forth, stuffing it and testing it out. Then I started to do the whole shot, so it didn't take that long, but it took a while to get it, but it's okay now. I think it's not that awful of a closing. I think it's kind of good. Yeah. Oh my god, there's so much footage of me just doing it shot. What the fuck? And ta-da! Here's the whole thing. Funfair, yay! Here's the oloid rolling around. Not rolling around, being turned. Yay! Wow, what a wonderful plushie. Now it just fits perfectly in my hand and it's kind of firm, not too firm, but it's not too loose either, which is exactly the thing I wanted. And it's perfect little thing. It's basically a stress toy that doesn't really. It's not a stress toy at all. It's not. It doesn't work like that. It's. But it's a toy. I don't know. It's a paperweight. I made a useless thing, but it's fun and nice looking. So that's all I can ask for from this. Yay! But yeah. That's me and my oloids and sphericons and other polygons. I hope this was at least a little bit entertaining. I did have a lot of fun making this, so I hope it was at least a little bit enjoyable to you. So, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye. Developable. How do you write? How do you say that? Developable. 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 Fuck, that's gonna destroy me.